What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Sid, and I'm back. I know it has been a very long time, but I'm back. I'm here. We are starting off the new year, and we're going to be consistent. I say this every time, but we are. One of my friends encouraged me to get back on here and get back into doing long form content. And honestly, I did kind of miss it, so we're back. If you're new here, welcome. My name's Sydney, also known as Sid. If you're an oldie but a goodie, thanks for coming back. And I look forward to continuing this journey with you all. Go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so that you don't miss any more of my uploads. And let's get into this video. Hey y'all, I know it's been a minute. I've been off of YouTube for a year and 3 months now, I believe. But I decided that I should get back into it with the help and strong encouragement of one of my really good friends. We're back. And as you can tell from the title of this video, we are doing a chit chat, get ready with me, so we can talk about where I've been for the last year and some change. So yeah, I'm going to be doing a light face today because I'm supposed to be going to a kind of mixer networking event with one of my really good friends from work and nursing school. So gonna do the brows and then we'll come back and really get into it. Before I do my brows, I like to prime my face. I have been using the Fenty Beauty Soft Matte Pro Filter Primer, Instant Retouch Primer. I like the soft matte because I don't like to look dry, but I also tend to get oily sometimes. She's that girl. So get a little bit of that. And if I was doing a full need my makeup to last for hours kind of face beat, then I would do powder. And I mix high-end brands with the drugstore brands. So for powder, I've been using the Maybelline Fit Me Medium Deep. So Maybelline Fit Me Medium Deep. She's not too light, perfect for my skin tone. This is also the powder I use to bake. I've had it for a few months and have barely put a dent in it. No flashback or anything. But we're not doing a full, I need my face to sit look. So primer's on, I'm gonna do my brows and we'll be back. All right, so brows are done, they've been cleaned up. I'm just gonna throw some brow gel on and we will get into the rest of the face. But as I said, the last video I uploaded was a year and 3 months ago. So I uploaded last in October of 2021. And that was honestly not intentional for me to just stop. But you know, life is a little funny sometimes. So yeah, that video I filmed during my last class of nursing school before my preceptorship. I was at the beach with one of my favorite girls, one of my really good friends, and doing class and living my best life before it was really time to like get to the nitty gritty. So precepting fall of 2019, Lord, not 2019. Not me trying to go back to undergrad. Precepting fall of 2021 came not too long after that. I think in that video I was also talking about getting interviews for nurse residency and all of that jazz, because it was around the time that people like to start calling to lock down interview times. And the only position that I really wanted was in pediatrics. So yeah, that was what was going on the last time you all saw me here. Also, this this concealer, words are hard. This concealer is Fenty Beauty as well. All right, I like to do underpainting, as the girls call it. I'm not a makeup girly by any means, but this is the Pro Filter Instant Retouch Primer. Why do I keep saying primer? Instant Retouch Concealer, and I'm in shade 360. Okay, as I was saying, the last time you all saw me, October 2021, during my last class in nursing school, and then I had preceptorship following that. I was locking down interviews for residency and really getting the ball rolling on post-grad life. So yeah, that video was filmed in September. I uploaded in October, and about maybe on the very tail end of October or midway through, that class was over, and then I started my preceptorship. So probably about halfway through October, that class was over, and I started precepting. My preceptorship was on a neuro ICU step down floor, so I guess neuroprogressive. I really enjoyed the fact that I was on the floor with two of my favorite classmates, and my preceptor was amazing. She was a really sweet little lady. I still go see her sometimes, but I had a great preceptor experience. I was very grateful for that. I feel like that experience helped me better manage my time and balancing the amount of patients I have now actually working, because I had to work up to 6 patients, adult patients and progressive patients on that floor. So that was a time, but it definitely was a good learning experience. I also learned that I'm not really a fan of neuro adult things. It wasn't bad, but I feel like if I didn't have to manage care for 6 patients regularly, 5 to 6 patients on a regular basis, it would have been a lot more of a likable experience. Again, learned a lot, great for school, was not trying to work there. So that was that. Oh, and then I just put on my Fenty Beauty eavesdrops. I'm in shade 20. This stuff, I love it. It's like freaking magic. It's buildable, and it looks like I don't have anything on, depending on what concealer I put on under it. I love it. Okay, so preceptorship, that was what was going on around the time that I just kind of stopped filming and uploading. And when you precept, if you're not familiar with nursing and how nursing school goes, you're basically working as a full-time nurse, unpaid, for your experience credit that you need to graduate. So I was working full-time, 3 shifts a week, basically, for school, again, unpaid. And I was also still working as a tech. At this time, I was still PRN, stayed PRN. I would just pick up extra shifts like crazy. So PRN tech, working full-time hours because, you know, the bills gotta get paid, and doing school. So basically, I was doing 6 12-hour shifts a week. Is that healthy? No. Do I recommend it? No. But you do what you gotta do when the times get tough. So I literally had time for nothing outside of school and work. Canceled my gym membership because I didn't have time to go. So it's like, why pay for something that I'm not using? I didn't really have much time to do things with my friends unless it was like a holiday break, because preceptorship wise, you didn't have much paperwork to turn in other than your weekly evaluations. And we had like leadership coursework things to do with lower level nursing classes and a couple of other things I can't fully remember. One cool thing we did have to do during that class though was a medic ride along. So we got to ride along with the EMTs and medics to see what their experience is like, since they're the first responders in the field. I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, that was the second half of fall semester of 2021. And then graduation, which we were not allowed to have an in-person graduation because of COVID and all of that jazz. So they did a drive-through graduation. My entire cohort was pretty pissed about it, self-included. I felt like I thought that it was okay. There was a chance of us having a small scale in-person graduation because they asked us at the beginning of the semester how many guests we would need tickets for and all of that good stuff. So we all were like, graduation might be in person. It was a little disappointing that it wasn't, but the past is the past. Like, after the fact, I was like, yeah, I'm over it. I ended up going to the drive-through graduation, even though I didn't want to. I'm very glad that my parents talked me into going. I can insert some pictures if you all would like to see that. I will put them on the screen here. But yes, graduation happened, and then it was time to start working my big girl job. But of course, we all know, before you can start working your big girl job as a nurse, you have to take the NCLEX and pass your boards and all of that good stuff. I started out prepping for NCLEX with UWorld, which seems to be a big popular option. I will say UWorld looks the most like the actual NCLEX. Did I actually like UWorld? Not that much. Just because working through the rationales and stuff, I feel like the other things I tried later ended up working a lot better. Started out with UWorld primarily. I listened to all of the Mark Klimek lectures because they were free on Spotify when I was studying. I don't know that they still are. I don't think they are. And all of his little, tips and tricks helped a ton. So I did enjoy that. I studied with one of my friends at a local coffee shop sometimes too. I like the idea of getting out of the house to study because I knew myself, and I knew that if I didn't have to get off the couch all day to do anything other than like, I still worked out and ran around the neighborhood. Like, if I wasn't getting up to work out, if I wasn't getting up to go to work, I was done with school and my brain was very, you know, you need to study, but let's watch an hour of TV kind of thing, which again, it's healthy to acknowledge that I knew these things about myself because I did what I needed to do to get myself to a position to pass. So I got out of the house to study and all the things. So I took the NCLEX in spring of 2022 and I started working my job of choice in late spring or early summer of 2022. I am very grateful to have gotten the position I wanted the most. I really wanted to work in pediatrics. And when I interviewed, I got the job. So very grateful to have gotten my top choice job on the floor unit that I really, really, really wanted. God is good. I wouldn't trade it for the world right now. I love where I work. I enjoy the people that I work with. I enjoy the children, and this has always been something I've wanted for myself since I decided nursing was going to be it for me. I was in and out of the children's hospital growing up. Just one of those things that kind of hits home a little bit. So that was one of my primary reasons for falling in love with peds, because I've been on the other side of it. So yeah, I'm a pediatric nurse now. I'm excited still. I honestly still wake up every day like, wow, I love my job. Even through the bad days, I still love my job. Because you're gonna have bad days no matter what you do. It's just about what you do about it, how you think about it. You gotta make the most out of it. So yeah, I'm a peds nurse. I've been working in this role for almost a year. We're coming up on a year in a few months, and I'm very grateful to have gotten myself to this point. I am also back in school already. So as many of you know, unless you're new here, if you're new here, hello, welcome. I did an ADN program for my nursing degree, which I 100% recommend ADN programs. Firstly, you get the most clinical experience. Firstly a word. First, you get a crap ton of clinical experience when you're doing ADN. You're not having to balance writing a bunch of papers and all of these other things that you would have to do in your BSN coursework. You don't have to do a lot of research types of assignments and things. I mean, you have to do that. It's just not on the same level because you're not taking those BSN classes. You're just doing the nursing coursework, your anatomy, if you haven't gotten that already, your medical terminology, micro, things like that. I 1000% recommend ADN, especially if you know that you need to work and all that, or if you maybe don't get in to whatever bachelor's program you apply to, whatever school you're at. ADN is a great option. You don't get paid anymore once you get your BSN at most places, so there's no reason to just hold yourself back. Yeah, so I took a non-traditional route to getting my nursing degree, becoming an RN. I can plug in some videos in the cards for you guys as well if you want to know more about that. But my ADN experience was great. I recommend that to a lot of people. And then I am starting my RN to BSN within the next couple of days, actually. Today is Friday and I start class on Monday. So that was another thing. I knew that I just did my baking with the powder I showed you earlier, and I'm about to go in with the Fenty Beauty Sunstalker in Cocoa Naughty. It's bronzer number 7. I think I got the shade from Makeup Shayla. If you know Makeup Shayla, been watching her for years, back in the day when she was doing all the smoky eyes and stayed with a purple backdrop. Homegirl is good. But I am starting my RN to BSN on Monday, starting that coursework. I'm not really nervous, not really excited. I knew that I wasn't going to give myself longer than I knew I wasn't gonna give myself longer than a year off of school because, or at least a year and a half. Like I was willing to start summer of this year because if I waited any longer than that, I didn't see myself having the desire to go back at all. That's a little, that one spot in my face always looks so dense, but we'll blend it out some more. But yeah, the shadowing right now, we gotta blend her. But I start that on Monday. I knew that I wasn't going to have the desire to go back to school if I waited too long. And the program that I did choose allowed me to take classes in the same 7-week structure that I had during my nursing school program. It's an accelerated online program. So every class that I'm taking is a 7-week long class. And depending on how I decide to break up my coursework, I can finish this program by December of this year. So who knows, girl may be 3-degree shawty by the time that we are closing out 2023, which even saying 2023 still sounds and feels a little bit weird, but it's okay. So yeah, last year, really, I spent the majority of the year getting myself prepared to be a nurse. I honestly did not pass my NCLEX the first time. I had to take it more than once. And to be quite honest as I'm being now, I might as well tell you, I ruined my experience because I was so anxious. Crippling anxiety. Anxiety is not something that I really dealt with in that way before. Where's my things? Okay, here we go. Anxiety is not something that I dealt with in that way before NCLEX, and once I got that under control, I was golden. I got all 145 questions and knocked those out, no problem. Took my breaks, all of that good stuff. I felt confident leaving after I retook it. I felt confident in my ability to care. I've always felt confident in my clinical ability, and I have the knowledge per my preceptors. And a lot of other people are like, you're so smart. And it was just a matter of not being anxious, believing that I knew what I was doing and doing it. It was that simple. So yeah, once I got past the feelings of not passing and dealt with that little bit of a hurdle and bruising to my ego, if you will, once I got past that, I was good to go. I am very grateful that my job was not taken from me, because you never know, they don't have to hold your job for you. But I haven't met anyone who did not pass initially and was going through residency program where they didn't let them try again. I'm just very grateful for my team, my managers, my supervisors, and the fact that they were willing to let me try again. And you know, here we are. Still great. I wouldn't change the experience and how everything happened, because it got me to where I am today. And I learned a lot about myself, a whole lot about myself. So I'm not gonna lie and say that it wasn't hard to try again, to not succumb to the feels about not passing initially. It was very hard. I'm human. We all have feelings. Even talking about this now and knowing that this is going to be on the internet makes me a little bit emotional, because nobody likes to acknowledge failure too much, but it's a matter of what you do after that failure. Do you pick yourself back up and keep going? Do you figure out what works and try again? It's a matter of what you do and how you approach it. And I had to not be a victim to my own failure. So pick myself back up. Shout out to my support system. My family is amazing. My friends, amazing. When I took NCLEX over, I didn't tell my parents when I was taking it. I didn't tell my friends when I was taking it. I think I maybe told one friend at all when I was retaking it, just because I wanted to take some pressure off of myself. And I felt like the more everybody knew, the more I was going to get asked about it. The more I was going to get asked about it, the more anxious I was going to be. So I didn't tell anybody. I called my mom after I finished testing. And when I checked my results, I was with my mom. I honestly cried the ugliest cry I have cried in a long time. But it was happy tears. It felt so good to have gotten to the other side and achieved this goal I've had for myself for quite a while. So yeah, here I am, Sydney RN. Feels pretty good. Still not over it. Okay, face-wise, I just used my Maybelline Fit Me pressed powder. She's been through it. This is shade 360 Mocha. I use the colored pressed powder to blend out my bake. As you can see, been through it. We're at pan. I need to buy a new one, but there's still some in there. So yeah, that's what I like to use to blend out everything, to make sure that we don't have any flashback or any overly white lookingness from the powder that I use. Even though it's not a transparent powder, translucent powder, it still matters. So I will admit, even though I said I didn't let myself become a victim to the feels, I was still doing the things. I was still kind of going through the motions. I still studied again. It's okay to feel the things, because I'm not saying that I didn't feel them. Depression was knocking at my door. And first of all, if you are a person that struggles with depression, I hope that you are in a place where you can get help and you do have the support system around you to encourage you to get help. But yes, depression was knocking at my door and I just had to keep on trying not to answer. There were some days I was like, I showered, I brushed my teeth, I washed my face, I put on new pajamas. That's all I can do. But again, depression is something that I personally have dealt with prior to this situation. So I knew what worked for me as far as not letting myself get down in the dumps too bad. This is the Milk Makeup Blush and Lip and Cheek Stick in the shade Work. I have a miniature one because they did like a little birthday thing, but she's like that. I like having it at all times, and when that one's out, I will be purchasing a full size. But yes, that was most of my experience between retesting and, well, studying to retest and starting my new job. A lot of that was me just trying to get myself out of the dumps because I didn't pass the first time and all of the things. And one of my favorite friends and coworkers told me that just because I didn't pass the first time doesn't make me any less of a nurse than anybody else. It doesn't make you any less of a nurse, and that really helped a lot. I passed, I got to where I'm at, and I'm doing the things. So Again, unconventional journey, but I saw the light at the end of the tunnel one day, and very blessed to have gotten to the other side. Couldn't do it without God. God carried me last year. God picked me up and put me on his back in 2022. It was a lot. Couldn't have done it without praying for myself and all the people that prayed for me. So here we are, living out actual dreams. It's kind of crazy to think about. This is the NARS Orgasm Blush. It's been through it, but she's a good one. It's like a peachy, and it has some kind of gold flecks in there. Honestly, I don't remember if it came with the gold flecks or if it was because one day I didn't have my blush brush and I dusted off the highlighter brush and made it work, but she's a good one. And now I'm just gonna do a very, very light highlight. Just putting a little bit on your Cupid's bow makes a nice little difference. So I like to do it light, even though right here looks crazy right now. Go back in and dust it off. We get a little light action going on. Slight bit down the nose. And then get that excess. And there you go. All right, so I'm going to do my lips and set my face, do my lashes off camera, take my hair down, and I will be back. Lip wise, I have just a drugstore pencil in dark brown. Don't know the brand. It's literally just, actually this is from a beauty supply store. Don't sleep on your beauty supply. They're having good dark brown lip pencils. I'm gonna go dark brown lip pencil with a pink gloss. Dark brown liner. And I have I think today we're gonna go with the Fenty Glow in the cream shade, because she's just a little bit more pink than the traditional Fenty Glow Gloss Bomb. This is the traditional, this is the cream. You can kind of see one's just a little bit more pink. Honestly, if you haven't gotten on the Fenty Gloss Bomb train, I don't know what you're waiting for. They're like that. Every single shade that I have, good stuff. I've gone through multiples of the original Fenty Gloss Bomb and Fenty Glow. This is probably like my 10th, maybe more, of this one. The hot chocolate, that one's great. I'm a gloss girl. I don't really do lipsticks too often. And when I do, I almost always end up putting a gloss over it. So here's the finished look, aside from lashes and mascara, because I know my eyes look naked without them. I'm going to set with the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. Just this one. I like this one. I haven't been able to get my hands on the Charlotte Tilbury yet, and the Morphe one I like, but every single time I got it, the nozzle would break. So it's like all this product in the bottle, in the can, but the nozzle breaks and you can't get it out. And there's never been a way for me to fix the nozzle. So I just stopped trying with them. But we're gonna set. All right. Let that dry down, and then I will put on my lashes. Honestly, I might not put on lashes today. It might just be a bare lash only mascara kind of day. Just because I feel like this looks very natural. Throwing on some lashes might make it look a little too much. I don't know yet. But this is the look. Here goes my eye watering. If you've been here, you know my eye runs like crazy no matter what I'm doing. So here's the look. This look was brought to you by Fenty Beauty. I'm not sponsored. I just love all of their products. So yes, Fenty Beauty, Maybelline, NARS, Milk. Those are the girls that I've been using lately and I've been very happy with. All right, guys, so this is the finished look. I did a twist out. My hair was screaming wash me on Monday, so I washed it before I went to work. Moisturized her real good, and I am enjoying this final product. If you guys want any hair video, hair content, types of things, let me know. I know you guys have been with me through the red hair phase. I'm back to black. I've been back to black since June of 2021, and I don't think I'm going to change. The last time I did blue black, we love it. I enjoy the black hair. I decided against the lashes. I just did my mascara. I feel like because I don't really want to give too much, it works out well. And my hair being kind of in my face a little bit, don't really need the lashes. I know some people are like, ugh, bald eyelashes, but I love this look for me. It's very my no makeup look, as I call it. So yeah, that was the look. I'm gonna go throw in some clothes. I have no idea what I'm wearing yet, but fragrance wise, I've been on the Fenty fragrance for quite a while now. It's like, it's my go-to. Everybody knows that it's my go-to. That mixed with their Fenty Skin Body Butter, the holiday edition. It's in like a nude container with little palm leaves on it. Smells like a freaking snickerdoodle, and it has gold glitter in it. Smells great. They also dropped a Valentine's Day holiday one that's supposed to be like vanilla with a rose gold shimmer. Fenty Beauty, Fenty Skin, they've done the things they need to do. Rihanna has done all of the things. I will continue giving her my coin. But I say all that to say, thanks for watching this video. Welcome back to my channel, and I look forward to continuing this YouTube journey with all of you. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.